Good morning. Again, thank you very much for joining me. I just wanted to go over, I just want to look at some issues today. As on my healing journey, I've been trying to release and let go of the influences that control and manipulate my health and my body. So let's remove and release in a soft and gentle way of the control and manipulation that we may have given up in this lifetime, in past lifetimes, that we were not even aware of. And also how much of the structures around us have been emanating energies to convince you to allow yourself to release the rights to your body, to your mind, and to your soul. Yes. And also remove and release why you've decided that outside influences are more important than your own choice, your own voice, and your own abilities. Yes. And let's remove and release the imprinting of all the negative BS that you've heard throughout your life that has made you doubt yourself. You're not even aware of how beautiful you are. You're not in a place of joy or appreciation of yourself, your body, your mind, your soul, and your spirit. Yes. That feels really good. How many of us in this lifetime? Hello, good morning. Good morning, Rose. How many of us in this lifetime have decided that, and you're not even aware because this is sometimes broadcast on a subconscious level, because throughout the decades, like there's many modalities out there that have been here for a long time. Even people who are motivators like Tony Robbins, and there's like a whole slew of people that have, like Donna Eden, Access Bar, Theta Healing, like everyone that works with certain parts or points of your body or your mind, mental, emotional, and spiritual level. And they've been around for decades, and they have been trying to teach us how to, be part of our, like, to understand how amazing and beautiful we are. And the thing is that, but we were so bombarded with subliminal messaging, and it's still occurring, just in a different form now, that it's almost like we got hypnotized, and I'm guilty of that too as well. That to understand that it's we only love ourselves or accept ourselves based on certain conditions that we meet. So remove and release that. Yes. Remove and release like the one thing that I find that has happened, that I've witnessed to, is that it's almost like the fear base in people gets activated instead of the love base. Like to love yourself, to see how much you have to offer, how powerful you are as an individual. And it's almost like we have to convey or condone what is happening around us, that it's just a part of the existence. And it's like, no, it's not. How about we be part of the existence of showing people, like not just showing people, of showing ourselves that we believe in ourselves, we are accepting of ourselves, and we are in, like, we see our beauty, we see our magnificence, we see the gift we are to the world. and to ourselves, right? And it's like, but there's so much programming and so many levels of, it's almost like there's so many levels of sabotage that even the sabotage gets activated in us to do it to ourselves. So let's remove and release that. Yes. And the other thing is, there's so many distractors out there that we don't even realize that we have become submissive to their ways, to their agreements. Anything that, let's remove and release anything that takes you out of your body, that takes you away from recognizing and seeing the magnificence of you, and takes you away from your health, is let's remove and release it all. Times of Godzillion. Yes. Remove and release all the aspects and agreements that you have decided have a right to overrun, control, and manipulate you and your body. Yes. You know, there's these wonderful communications. Like, we all consist of frequencies, vibration, the physical, the spiritual. There's so many levels to us. It's phenomenal. And somehow we have been, it's almost like all our some of ours, majority of us have been, it's like all these other aspects of you have been, the best word I can put is like microwave, so that it's like they've been blocked from you, or you've learned how to block them, or you've been taught how to block them. So you're in agreement and alignment with blocking them. And it's like, in not allowing yourself to be one, to be that being. So remove and release that all. Yes. My whole quest, one of my quests in life is to come back to myself, to be the true being that I am, and see the beauty and wonder of myself, and also to bring my body back into a balance of health. And I've met a lot of interesting people along the way, and it's like, but you know what? It's not that. I think one of the secrets of it is that you must always see what's the best of you. Like, follow your own path, follow your own guidance, follow your own knowing. Because sometimes what happens when you get in a group of people, and they're of like-minded, sometimes what we do is we just go along with it instead of listening to our inner voice and our instincts. And it can happen on a one-on-one relationship too as well. So remove and release all the places that you're not allowed to be yourself, that all the relationships that have these conditions set in them, that you must follow this way to be, example, you must follow this way to be successful. You must follow this way to be healthy. You must follow this way to be gifted or in a different state of mind. Because if you don't follow them, nothing's going to work out. So I realized last week I was set in that trap of, oh yes, like that might work for someone else, but your human design also is a big factor in this. And it's like, I'm a manifester, and so something that might work for a generator or a Manny Gen is not going to always work for me. I need to follow my own path. But it's like, but then you have, sometimes what happens, you have people around you that say, well, this is why you're not succeeding, or it's not happening for you. And it's like, no. That might work for you, but it's not going to work for me. So and it's all meant with the best intentions. It's just that sometimes what happens is everybody thinks their way is the right way. Just like I have the belief that I'm trying to share with you things that I work on myself, and also if clearing and releasing certain things make your life easier, why not, right? And it's like, and if you decide to follow different paths, then that's totally up to you. And I respect you for it, because sometimes we have different choices that we make in life to uh, do things in a different way, and remove and release all the programs and all the belief systems that we have that are not in sync with who we are, and how we how we exist, how we accept ourselves, how we sit in our being. So all the programs, all the belief systems, and all experiences you've had with people, with spirit, with guides, and that have decided that they are that their belief system is more important. So whatever contract, bonds, oaths, and promises that you've made with them in the past that you carry forward into this lifetime, remove and release it all. Yes. I know there was a very during the phases of COVID, and I don't like to say that word too much because it brings AI into this, but anyways, and everything that followed, they have it's almost like I'm trying to say, like, I witnessed, and oh my God, it was very sad, but I witnessed people who decided to follow the norm instead of following their body, and what they went through afterwards. And it's like, oh my God, some of them disappeared really fast. And but that was their choice. I kept trying to heal people, and sending out energy to everyone in the world and stuff. And then I realized it was holding me prisoner, and it was causing me to go downwards instead of upwards. It was not by any means lifting me up at all. It's like I was stuck in this prison of this, and it's like, so I had to let it all go, and allow, and I realized that was a judgment, and I realized that, like, that's what people have a right to choose, right? And if that's what happens, then that's what they chose. It's got nothing to do with me. You know how that we sometimes as healers, and because there's different aspects of healing that we do. Just being in someone's presence sometimes helps heal them, calm them down. Like, there's different forms of it. So anyways, just we're programmed to believe that we're here to help every single person. But sometimes those people do not want to help. And that reverses back in a way that is extremely harmful and dangerous to you. So let's remove and release all those programs that have taught us that we are failures if we do not heal everyone we come in contact with, if we do not show them a different choice, because some of them are not willing to, and they will fight you to the death because they choose what they choose, and they're not willing to choose, and they will do everything in their power. Sometimes if you activate that in them, sometimes, if you've ever noticed that, they will do everything in their power to prove you wrong. And so let's remove and release that belief that has kept us prisoned, that healers struggle, healers never win. healers are like, it's almost like we're taught that we're against the grain instead of for, like we're against the body instead of for the body. And oh, do you remember? Well, I'm quite a bit older than probably some of you in there on watching this, but um, I used to have the psychic fairs go through, and the comments people would make about them. That's why I never came out back then, because it's like it's unbelievable, and it was all fear based. And it's like, wow. I mean, look at Dawn Eden. I'm going to use her as an example. She's been doing this since the 60s. She's still going strong. She's in her 80s. And it's like she's still going strong. She's still practicing what she preaches. She's still doing what, doing the energy work, because she's noticed a difference. And she never gave up. She just kept moving forward. And that's the thing with the healers, is that we sometimes allow what we don't accomplish to freeze us in time. And so let's remove and release that all. Yes. And I've also noticed that some people have like, there's sometimes is energies out there that people have chosen different paths. And I had, yes, thank you, Rose. Yeah, it was. And you sometimes, like, there was somebody who had mentioned that there's some diseases of the brain that we can't, for some reason, they're not willing to come back to themselves, or not willing to release it. And it's like, maybe instead of fighting against that, maybe show by example that there are other options out there. There are other choices. And by allowing your light to shine the brightest, that may make them look at things in a different perspective. So let's remove and release anything that deactivates your brightness emanating out to the world, or emanating out to the people around you, your loved ones. And by deactivating your brightness, it also deactivates in them. And yes. Because it wasn't there. There was a movie that they said, if you build it, they will come. And it's like, sometimes the fear outweighs the light. There's so much fear that people have been programmed. And it's like, remove and release. The activations that get deprogrammed to you, because like the fear in the world around you is so high. So it deactivates you, freezes you in place, sends you to a place that, like, sometimes there's a lot. Lately, I think the Tuesday I woke up and it's like the energy of the world. There was so much fear. It was unbelievable. Like, you could just feel it. Like, it was the highest I've ever felt. So remove and release the aspects of us that may be plugged in, that we're not even aware of, and consciously or subconsciously, that we are not aware of, that activates programs of pain, suffering, and stagnation within us. Yes. We had a dog, and he came to us. He was, anyways, his contract was to help heal my husband. And I did all types of energy work on him to release that contract, and he would not let it go. He even took my husband's diabetes on. He went blind. And it's like my husband was going through a really rough time at that stage. And I think the dog, because I had to keep working, the dog was what kept him going. And the dog kept taking on all this stuff, and he got sicker and sicker. And I cleared him. I did everything possible, but there was no way he was letting go of that. So he passed. And it's like, wow, what a lesson to learn that sometimes that where there is no, it got to a point that even if I tried to give him something healthy, he would walk away from me. And it's like, so that made me realize that, I was just trying to make his life easier because I wanted him to stay because he was a beautiful soul, but he decided he was not staying. And you have it's like, sometimes we have to let them be in the energy that they are out of respect, right? Because that's what we're trying to do with ourselves, is try to be respectful and trying to see the beauty of ourselves. And he was a great lesson in that. It's like, I can only help you if you want to be helped. And it's like, it just requires that you believe in yourself. That's it. Like, you don't have to believe that I can channel, I can see, and I can hear things. You just have to believe in yourself. Do you know how hard that is? And it's like, there's so many of us, so many souls out there that have decided that they've given up so much of themselves to the mainstream that they don't have that choice anymore. They don't understand that they do have that choice. So any of the places in ourselves that has decided we are not worthy of choosing for ourselves, of celebrating ourselves, and of being who we are, remove and release it. Yes. Sorry, that's my mini split. It's going through some kind of cycle. It's at the Gem and Mineral Show in Parsboro, Nova Scotia. And I decided I was going down and I was only going to buy certain things because my whole house is loaded with rocks and crystals and singing bowls and Tibetan bowls, you name it. And so I had seen, like, I had channeled it and I had seen this with someone else had, but in a different form. But I got myself a lovely, like, it's a lovely fluorite, purple fluorite dragon. So it's like, I really, really like it. I had bought something else too. And then I was like, I'm trying to stay away from it because I don't want to I want to allow other people to enjoy that stuff instead of myself. So one of my biggest things that I have is letting go of some of my stuff. There's lots here. And so I came up, you know how there's, a lot of when you're trying to deep clean or declutter, they'll say, it's this and that. How about this is the experience that I'm going with is if it stays in the closet like that hidden, who's that benefiting? It's not benefiting me. And maybe there's someone else out there that it would benefit even more. So I found that was really good to release. And one of my friends who I was also, I'm doing it at my own pace, as she suggested. And, because it's like if you look at things in a perspective and try to declutter too much at once, you become overwhelmed, which is completely true. So I'm just doing it at my own pace this time. And it's coming. There's like changes. It's awesome. And so it no longer serves me, and being hidden doesn't allow it to be enjoyed by someone else. So I thought to myself that is also because I've been trying to promote myself social media, but I've come across a few obstacles, and it's a little overwhelming. And so it's almost like, so remove and release it's almost like the hidden aspects of you that you think are not, that you think you've been taught or you've decided that are not acceptable by other people. But you're willing to love them unconditionally. So why would you not be willing to love yourself unconditionally? So remove and release that. Yes. Oh my God, I had to deprogram myself. Because of my size and my weight, and my mother was always trying to lose weight as well. It was like Weight Watchers has been a big part of our lives, and the programming that goes with that, because at first, way back then, you hardly ate any. You were allowed an egg for breakfast, and then anyways, at one time. And so it's like you're programmed, and not in a level that, you're not good enough unless you're a certain size. And it's like, you're not worthy unless you're a certain size, not worthy unless you're a certain height. And you're not like, that's all BS, right? But oh my God, it gets so well programmed into you. It's unbelievable. So remove and release. And sometimes I'll hold weight just to be rebellious, to prove, I use it as a protection, but I think I also use it as to rebel against the society norms, right? So remove and release the rebellious you that no longer serves you, if you want to, and the programmed you that keeps you either in an unhealthy state, unhealthy mind, or unhealthy body. Yes. Because really, what's unhealthy? Like, who defined what unhealthy? Like, we all have, I used to be a Zumba instructor. I've done all kinds of exercises. So my body has taken a bit of a beating throughout time. And it's like, it's starting to release it, which I'm extremely happy over. And it's like, there was a very, and each of us have mobility in different ways. And there's lots of things to help you with more mobility, which is greatly appreciated. But you got to follow your own path, how you feel about it. And so remove and release the limitations and the locks that you've placed on your being, because it's not what you think society will accept. Yes. Oh, that one was big. Also, there's been a lot going on this week. So let's remove and release anywhere you may have shrunk yourself, contracted yourself, and made yourself smaller and visible, so that you can survive, or you can. It's almost like you can stay on the outer edges, but instead of going as invisible, or shrinking yourself down, how about allowing your light to shine? Allow your light to shine. Anything and everything. Remove and release that does not allow this to occur. That you automatically go to shrink yourself, make yourself invisible, and contract yourself instead of allowing your light to shine. Yes. That felt like another big release. So just take a deep breath, hold, then release. I used to, one of the things I used to do was, we're going to go do something, and I didn't want to do it. I would activate something in myself so I couldn't go. So remove and release all because I didn't think it was okay for me to say no. And have I suffered throughout time for that. So let's remove and release any and all of that programming, how you emanate your resistance by either sacrificing your body, mind, or spirit instead of saying no. Yes. Remove and release that. Yes. There was a article about, I think it was Christina Northrup, during Louise Hayes, she did these videos about, like, one of the ladies said that she had to get cancer in order to realize she didn't love herself, and how some people have healed themselves exponentially. Dr. Joe Dispenza, I think, is one of the major, there's a lot of them out there that have healed themselves because they realized how much they didn't love themselves or didn't believe in themselves, and it transformed them. And it's like it was almost like we were taught that there's only a few of us that can do that. That's not true at all. Remove and release that. All of us can do that. It's whether you are willing to believe in yourself enough to allow it to occur. Remove and release that. Yes. That part of you that will not allow you to believe in yourself enough to heal yourself and to let go of what you think is the right way to do things, or what's expected of you or projected at you. Yes. There's that movie on Prime called Heal. It's been out since 2017. I watched it back then, but I had forgotten some of it, and it's like the body and the mind and the spirit and the soul are so amazing. I just can't explain it. Like I've witnessed through Access Bar the mental, emotional, and spiritual releases. And parts of your body heal because if you release these. I have witnessed through spinal flow technique, the physical, the changes in the body within 2 appointments. I have witnessed, and sometimes within 1. And I have witnessed like miracles of the changes in people. And one of the benefits, I'm sort of thinking of launching Spinal Flow as an anti-aging program as well, because one of the benefits of Spinal Flow is that your body starts to de-age because it's releasing and letting go of the blockages. So it's really cool. So let's remove and release all the programs that we have activated in our systems that age us, whether it's from whether you inhale, digest, or just absorb, or accept. Yes. Access Bar also helps de-age you as well. There's an Access Bar facelift course that's quite amazing. And Don Eden stuff helps de-age you. Like there's so many of them out there. But it's like we focus on, I mean, in one sense, I've been lucky. I'm trying to follow my path and trying to clear stuff. And it's like sometimes we allow others to influence us, so we don't make that step. We allow their fears to control and manipulate us, or use them as an excuse so we don't continue, or we stop and stay in the muck and stay stuck. So remove and release all aspects of ourselves that have allowed the influence of others to not so much, but feed into the fear of, or the doubt that we have of moving forward. Because sometimes if there's resistance, that usually means that you're meant to do it, right? And sometimes we will not do it because I'll activate more resistance from the people around us, and then we'll just stop. So remove and release all the benefits. All the programs that do not benefit us from our that we may have, and from all the people around us. Yes. Creator, gather up the 4 hours, clear energy. Let's take another deep breath. And then release. And release. They used to say, you breathe in the joy, the amazing and wonder of you. Just hold it for a second, and then release all the fear, doubt, and destruction of you. Do that again. And then again. So it as a way of allowing this energy to continue and move through you and help you release. Just if you have an opportunity, you could either re-listen to this, or as an energy exchange, maybe listen to something else that really lifted you up, and try at least something for 3 times, because the power of 3 is it's almost like it, like I said, it goes through your body, it goes through your spirit, and it goes through your soul. And there's other interpretations of that, but this is what the universe is telling me at this moment. Look at the little orbs. The orbs. There's usually more of them, but they moved off to the side so we could have this conversation. And something that really lifts you up, listen to it at least 3 times. And sometimes if you need to listen to it 3 times, 3 days in a row, or 3 weeks in a row, or 3 months in a row, like, just listen. There's been enough healers out there in the world that back in the 80s, there used to be a lot of like people who meditated, and they meditated for hours, and I was like, hell, I'm not doing that. That's not who I am. I'm always on the go. I'm always doing things. No, I couldn't sit still that long. And it's like, but you know what they did? They changed things. They opened the door to possibilities of healing within 10 seconds, of healing within 8 minutes, of healing within 10 minutes, like healing instantaneously. They opened the door, and it's like all these beautiful possibilities, all these beautiful energy work came to us all. And it's like, I thank you. I thank you for all the souls that still meditate to this day for long periods of time. Like it's almost like they're clearing the pathway, and they're clearing the blockages that barricade the possibility of these doors to open to us. And so I'm very thankful for what they did. And it's like, and sometimes that's what they're called to, because there's some of them that are still do a lot of like I said, long meditations, and maybe that's what they're here for. They clear us to a point that we're not even aware of, that opens a possibility to other choices for us. So I think each and every one of you that clears yourself in some shape or form, or releases and let go of the possibility and the ideas that hold you back, and releases you in a way you get to choose something different. I thank you all, because we're changing things. And there was so many versions of what was coming that has changed. I had perceived and seen possibilities that were not in the highest and best good of any of us. But that's all changed. It's all changing around us because of the choices not only that we make, of what we are releasing and letting go. So I thank you all for that. And have a wonderful and amazing week. Enjoy, celebrate yourself, and see the beautiful soul that you are.